make an appointment with his barber because Man United, not only did we end our Spurs bogey hoodoo, right, but we will 4 in a row with a big 2-0 win over Spurs at Old Trafford, which always makes it a little bit more enjoyable, right? I wasn't quite sure what to expect from Spurs in this one. If you guys remember in the preview, it could have gone either way, right? And for a while there, it kind of looked like it was going to be a bit of a battle, but it ultimately turned into a battle that Manchester United won. And we are here today to react to the match, talk about the performance, and I want to know your player ratings. We're going to go through the starting 11. We're going to look at each player performance, some numbers, and I want your thoughts on how you'd rate them 1 out of 10. So we are going to kick things off with some news, though. You guys know how we usually do that. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check those memberships as well today. You do get 25% off in the store as well. So we're just going to dive in, you guys. I'll be right back in a second. Let's get stuck in. Welcome back, everybody. How's everybody doing? You guys buzzing? I'm buzzing. Let me know if you're buzzing. Let me know where you're buzzing from, because I enjoy this. I enjoy wins at Old Trafford. I enjoy wins just in general. I also enjoy clean sheets. You guys know I am a sucker for clean sheets. I love a clean sheet. I don't know what I like more of, not losing or getting the clean sheet, but it is a big deal. But 2-0 is a good scoreline. I was a little surprised. It looked a little dicey there for a hot second, right? But when you look at the overall momentum, which we'll look at a little later, it wasn't actually that bad. But again, it kind of felt like, I guess the feeling I was getting most of the match, and if you were involved in the WhatsApp group that the channel has, Starting 11 and Legends members can have access to that, you will have seen, I said a couple times, I want a second goal. I don't feel good without a second goal because we were a little sloppy in the final third, a little too open in midfield, and I felt like there was a chance Spurs could get something. So we did cause ourselves a bit of problems too. But how's everybody doing today? Who's involved in the chat? Danny B's in the house. Big up, Danny. Good to see you again, my friend. Yes, do hit that like button for me on your way in. Danny's buzzing. I'm buzzing. I think we're all buzzing. When's the last time we went 4 in a row? I'll tell you the last time we went 4 in a row. I think it was like February of 2024 or something was the last time we went 4 in a row. Sanjay's in the house. Big up, Sanjay. Good to see you too, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Let us know where you're at this week. Sanjay is like Carmen Sandiego. It's like a game every week. Where in the world is Sanjay? But yeah, so get stuck in, you guys. Get involved in that poll. We are going to revisit that poll here later. I did put that poll on Twitter as well, the channel's Twitter page. So interesting thoughts. I know a lot of people have had some mercurial opinions on Bruno, but today I want to know your thoughts because it was another brilliant performance from him, another goal from him as well. But we're going to start with some news first and foremost, you guys. So make sure you hit that like button for me. Make sure you subscribe, you guys. We're on the road to 3K. We are very, very close to 3K. I would love to get there as soon as possible. So I believe in you. So let's talk about some news, starting with some transfer news, because United have been linked to another attacker, and this time it is a player that we've scouted before. Now, this is coming from L'Equipe, French outlet. Apparently, United are interested in signing Magnus Akliouche from AS Monaco. The French club value the 23-year-old midfielder at 80 million euros is the report coming out of French news. Now, if you've been part of the channel for a while, you know that I've scouted him. I scouted him last year, actually. He went on to finish last season with 7 goals, 12 assists in all competitions for Monaco. I like him a lot. You guys know I like Akliouche. I tend to scout players that I do like the look of. He's right up there. He was around that same period where I scouted Mario Strykins at Anderlecht, and then obviously Akliouche. Now he plays a variety of positions. He can play pretty much anywhere behind the striker in that front line, but I can't see us buying another attacker unless it's someone who is a straight up left winger, because we've got 2 right wingers. We've got Cunha, who is kind of a 10. Every single person that we've signed, especially Mbumo, Ahmad, and Cunha can play almost anywhere behind the striker. So I don't know if I feel like another right winger who plays as a 10 as well is really in the cards right now. I just can't see it. You wonder if that's going to be the case, whether Carrick stays on. Is Dorgu going to be made left wing? What will become of any of that? But 80 million euros is a bit of a piss take, though, if I'm being honest. Monaco can fuck off with 80 million euros if that is the time here. Roman's in the house. It's been a minute, Roman. How you doing? It has been a long time. Hope you're doing well, man. I'm doing well. I'm buzzing. Are you buzzing? Let us know if you're buzzing. Hit that like button if you're buzzing too. Get involved in that poll while we're at it. Yeah, like Danny says, he is more of a 10. He's a 10. He has played more on the right wing recently, but he is definitely more of like a second striker 10. He is more of your Eze, your Chirke kind of players. I like him a little bit more in that kind of half space, like a Phil Foden kind of player. So, but he is very, very good. He's older than I thought he was, but then I did scout him and originally like last year, and then even more so. I've been watching him since he was a teenager. So very, very good player. But hold up, guys. We got a little bit of a surprise in here. Hold up, hold up. This is what happens on a live show. It's not weird. Big up, my man Dylan. How you doing, brother? I'm doing well. Let me put you on the screen. Hold up. Okay, you guys. Dylan's in the house. Big up, Dylan, man. How you
Hello,
doing,
everybody. It's cold. It's very cold.
Yeah, this guy's crazy ass decided it was not cold enough down here, so we wanted to drive 5 hours north and, and go get more cold. Uh,
Cleared the driveway this morning. Winds all over the place. It's great.
yeah, that's insane. You've got hey, you know what? That's a good son right there. Dylan went to go see his dad who lives up north. So, but big up, Dylan. You missed the intro, man. You're the intro which features you. You're the star now.
Slow, all part of the plan to take over the channel.
Yeah. Are you good to hang out for a while? You got to dip out in a little
Yeah.
while.
No, we actually finished it up. My dad had to take a rest for a while, so
All right.
we're
Cool.
we're good now. So
Cool. Well, we're just going through some news real quick, and then we're gonna dive into the overall match and whatnot. So let me get through some of this news real quick because you guys know we want to get that fun stuff out of the way first. So we talked
mhm.
about Magnus Aklios at Monaco, who, if you guys remember, I've scouted a little while back. So I also saw that flavor of the week, Yan Diamande has signed to a new scouting agency. So a lot of people are putting two and two together and thinking that automatically means that maybe he's looking to trying to get a transfer. Typically, it does tend to happen when players are trying to get a transfer. Obviously, we've been linked to Diamande. I haven't watched as much
Mhm.
Leipzig this year. But since you're here, would you sign him? 90 million is the price tag I'm seeing for a young left winger in his breakout season. How do you feel about that?
See, it'd be good, but I'd rather go for somebody like Anderson, Wharton, or
Yeah,
pick up two midfielders like Hackney and someone else.
yeah,
Midfield, left back, somebody like that. That's where we really need it. We can kind of makeshift with left wings and everything like that for now.
yeah. I
But
feel like right now the only two that we've seen over there is going to be Cunha, and then if
yeah,
Carrick stays around, it's going to be Dorgu probably. You think we don't really the only left winger
yeah,
we've got coming through the academy really because Scanlon's out on loan, and he did very well today. Is Gabriel, and Gabriel's, I mean, guy's like 15. He's not anywhere near, but yeah, 90 million is way, way too much. I have picks
yeah,
when we come back later on in the week for the kickabout. You guys might see my picks because Dylan and I have the task of taking 200 million and rebuilding United this summer, and so we're going to be doing that. So be sure to come back for that one. Danny says too much. Yeah, I think it's way too much. You can get two quality
yeah,
players for that much. 90 million is a bit of a piss take.
yeah.
Talby did not have a great game today. I was watching that. I mean, it's Arsenal though, but yeah, Sunderland kind of reverting to type here, regressing to the mean a little bit. But speaking of Scanlon, he's like scored for Swindon Town this weekend on his debut, so he just went out on loan. For my FC 26 players, now that a lot of these youngsters have now gone on loan to actual clubs, they are in the game now. So guys like Biancheri, Sekou Kone, Jacob Devaney, and Scanlon have all been added to FC 26. Um, I do think Kone's potential is a little low, though. If I'm being honest. Oh, we dipped out, lost Dylan. That's that up north. There's that up north internet, guys. But yeah, I do think Kone's potential is a bit low. To be honest, I'm just gonna have to loan glitch him if I want to increase him a little bit. Nope, Dylan's back. You back, bud?
Hold on.
You good?
Uh, can you hear me now? See me now?
A little bit. It's better. Um, So we need a lone
All right.
glitch so could come
Hold
in
on.
and make him
I might
increase.
drop back out. I might drop back out again. I'm gonna
Cool,
try to
cool.
switch something.
You're all right. Do what you got to
My
do.
dad's internet's a little different than mine.
No swear. I'll dip you out real quick and then I'll jump back in. So yeah, if you guys can know how to do the lone glitch, you can make young players a little better, maybe where you want them to be. But so yeah, Scanlon scored for Swindon Town. Devaney scored his first goal as well for St. Mirren yesterday. You good, pal? Nope, he's not good. So keep an eye on those guys. We will do another loan watch, academy watch later on the season once these guys get into their respective loan clubs and start to get a little more minutes. But so far, a couple of them hit the ground running. I want to see how Kone does because he's one I'm really excited for. To be honest, figured out. Cool, cool. All right. No worries. Bexy's in the house. Big up Bexy. Says 4 wins in a
Hey.
row. Amorim never achieved that. So much hindsight there. I mean, you make of that what you will. I think I don't know about you, Dan. I'm probably ready to move on from the Amorim
Yeah.
bashing.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of people being like, "Oh, this is what we had. He been more flexible. This is what we could have achieved." And then other people are like, "He cleared the deadwood. Let's give him some credit." I mean, there's going to be pluses and minuses with everything, with every
Yeah.
manager. I think right now, just because we've seen what Carrick has done for us, we're really focusing on the negatives. But let's just move on. Let's focus on Carrick. Let's we got 4 wins on the bounce. Come on, and we just beat Spurs. Let's keep their tragedy going. So all this good stuff.
Yeah, I like piling on Spurs tragedy, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome. um, Moving on to the next bit of news here in financial news. I put this in the WhatsApp group and I posted as
Hmm.
well, but happy to see the Glazers' dividends being put to good use. Apparently, Avram Glazer, the testicle himself, has bid nearly $2 billion for a cricket team that competes in the Indian Premier League. This is coming from an Indian outlet. Apparently, 9 bidders have submitted non-binding offers so far in this first round. Their bids are ranging from like 1 billion to 2 billion almost. And they will shortlist this. The cricket team will shortlist it to 5, and that includes Avram Glazers. So the next round of bidding will be binding. So that means the next round of bidding is going to be he's going to be putting in 1.8 billion. So again, great to see the dividends going to good
Hmm.
use. How you feel about that, Bill?
I hate every part of this.
I hate Avram Glazer so
I
much.
I
Like I don't
hate
like
yeah.
yeah, I don't
Oh,
like using that word too often for people. I try to be positive, but like I just at the end of the day, I try to tell myself it's just football. It's not, but I do not like the Glazers.
no, no.
But
Uh,
that's club money. That's club revenue that
hmm.
they've siphoned, that they leached, that they basically stole. This is like
Yep.
legalized theft in so many ways. And this is what
Yep.
they're doing. And then you got the fact
Hey,
that Sir Jim contributed to this as well. What were you saying,
yeah.
bud?
I was just gonna say 1.8 billion. He's got that. We have a large debt bill that could have been paid down a little bit.
Yep.
That's just something to think about there. But
Definitely could have been put towards that, but why would they?
yeah,
Why would they
yeah.
do that? That would
Well,
require
why
them
why
giving
would
up
why
money.
would you financially be responsible towards something when you can just be like every other rich person and just continue to use other people's money? So
Well, I'll tell you why. Because they didn't. The Glazer siblings didn't do a single thing
no,
to earn the club. Their father came in,
no.
basically got it in a sneaky background, hostile takeover,
Hmm.
and then they inherited it. They did nothing to earn it or deserve it, and so
Yeah.
they don't care about it. They're like a rich kid whose parents just bought him a Mustang or something
Hmm.
for his birthday. He didn't earn it. He didn't pay for it, and so he's going to treat it like crap.
Hmm.
He's not going to care because he's just going to be crashes if he gets a ticket. The parents will just bail him out, man. It's freaking annoying.
Yep.
Bex says, I think Amram could have done it, but it was a mountain to climb. Yeah, I mean, he could have if he would have made some changes, but
Yeah.
it is what it is, Bex.
Yep.
Bex says they're
We can't
morally
do anything
bankrupt
now.
now.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so I thought I'd put that out there that the Glazers just, in case anyone needed a reminder that the Glazers were absolute scum.
Hmm.
There you go. Not that we needed any reminding, right? Hold up. There we go. All right, so let's talk about this match, starting with team selection. You guys, make sure you like and make sure you subscribe. Make sure you get involved in that poll too. I want to know your thoughts on that too. But because Michael Carrick had an unchanged starting 11 for this one,
Hmm.
again, something that we've kind of come to expect from him as our interim boss. Lacey out. I think Lacey picked up a little bit of a calf issue ahead of this one. Tyler Fletcher's and what is this lamp doing? Stop, dude. Um, Sounds like that it's not serious though for Lacey,
Yeah.
but no minutes for Yoro again, which only a handful of minutes since Carrick has arrived. Are you concerned about Yoro? What do you think of that starting 11? Are you like if an 8 broke, don't fix it kind of person?
Yeah, it is a little concerning with for Euro just because now without that extra center back spot, he's not. I don't really see where he's going to get a lot of minutes unless Leach or Harry get hurt and Delict can't come back. Same thing
Yeah,
with Aiden. Um, but I mean, that's not what we need right now. We need points. Harry and
yeah,
Leach have formed a solid partnership. I'm good. If we had cup matches, it'd be the perfect time for Euro to and Aiden to get some minutes, but we don't. So we gotta go for it. So and I hope it seems like they understand that. I mean, you see him in the dressing room, or at least the training room. Ahmad seems to keep everybody kind of light,
yeah,
and Yoro seems to kind of be part of that clique. So just yeah, just got to keep going. And you know what? He might come into one of those other matches later because I'm sure some rotation as matches start going through. We might see some changes when we play West Ham. I doubt it, but we might
yeah.
on Tuesday. So
And I think
yeah.
that there's two things on Euro specifically, right? And that goes to heaven as well. Like, yes, they're first team players, but they're
Hmm.
both young. They're
Yep.
still very very young, and so it's not like think that's normal. And again, with like in Euro's case, the jump up to like the Premier League to United from Lille, even though he was one of the players of the season for Lille his last season there, like it's still a step up. So
Yep.
that's why when I look at like when you and I will go through our summer overhaul kind of a thing, there are players who, yes, they're starting for their clubs, whether, if in my case, it's players like in Germany or whatever, or maybe down in Argentina, but when
Hmm.
making the step up to United, you might be a squad player. You might have to earn your way into the squad kind of a
Yeah.
thing. That's going to be normal. There's levels to this kind of stuff. And so that's
Yeah.
what I want to make sure we were reminded there. But yeah, on Euro, yeah, he's young. Heaven's young. I mean, if it ain't broke, right?
Yeah.
But
Mm,
there's always that fine line between getting minutes for everybody, keeping everybody fresh, match fit, not rusty and whatnot. But I mean, so far
mhm.
everyone's doing pretty well. So as long as you can come on and for the last 10, 5, 15 minutes or whatever and do your job, take that opportunity, then I think that says a lot. So we'll see how it
Mhm.
goes. Bexy says, I think United have an abundance of quality in attack now, equals goals. We're definitely a dangerous team. West Ham will be interesting for sure. Should be 3 points. Yeah.
They won
Dylan,
today.
yeah, they did. Dylan sent a little graphic, West Ham going to turn into prime Barcelona now that this
Yep.
kid's haircut's on the line.
Yeah.
um, we'll see how it goes. West Ham, they are flying a bit right now. They are doing very, very, very well. But at the end of the day, not to sound disrespectful or cocky, but it is West Ham.
Yeah.
We know what to
But
expect. Obviously, we'll
yeah.
preview that one tomorrow
Yeah.
or Monday. What
And
are you
now
saying?
I'm interested. I'm interested to see now because Nuno's got him going a little bit, and this is what happened at Nottingham Forest too, and Wolves. I remember when he was at Wolves at the start. It took him a little bit to get going. It always
Yeah,
does to bed in his system. When they start getting going, they tend to go on at least they tend to go on runs. So we'll see. Again, we have the quality. We should beat them. Um,
we should on paper,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
But today, like today, we saw again. It's when we're up against
yeah.
very similar to Everton today. When we're facing a team who's maybe a little defensive, when they go down to 10 men, it is
Hmm.
difficult to break that down. There were parts of that where I didn't like what we were doing. There were parts of it where we're doing very, very well,
Hmm.
i.e., like Bruno's goal. But again, it's something Carrick's going to have to take on side
Yep,
there.
yep,
Villa seem to be slipping. Yeah, they did drop points today. That
yep,
helps us.
yep. Which we kind of thought was going to happen with the amount of
Yeah, yeah.
matches Villa has. So
Yeah, no, and that's this could be the start of that part of that season where teams like Liverpool, Chelsea, and whatnot, and Villa start to maybe struggle, especially if there's not a whole lot of squad depth or Spurs case injuries. They're gonna have to
or
make a
or
priority.
Chelsea just being shite.
Yeah, they did destroy Wolves. I think Palmer got a hat trick. I
That's
want to say.
that's not really an achievement at this
I
point
mean,
because
it
I
is
mean
if
we
you're us.
struggled. Yeah, well, I look at had in hindsight 2020 had we changed formation, had we had Carrick earlier,
Mhm.
I think we destroy them. But yeah, Chelsea are gonna they're now into the knockouts with the Champions League. They
Yeah,
just got beat by Arsenal in the League Cup, but they're still in the FA Cup. They're gonna have a lot of matches coming up. They really don't have a set squad totally just yet because Rossini's still trying to figure everything out. So
Yeah.
they could easily drop some points here.
He's man aging, man. He's man aging. He's
Yep.
doing a good job.
Yep.
Idiot. Um, so overall, like, I want to know your thoughts on the match overall because I've got thoughts. Like I said, like in the preview, I wasn't quite sure what version of Spurs we were going to see today. Wasn't sure if we were going to see what we've seen all season and like the first half against City recently, or where the handbrake was on a little bit, or if we were going to see like what we saw the second half against City recently. And it started off more like the latter, more like they were
Yep.
they were kind of on the front foot. They were kind of going for it.
Yep.
Trying to control both boxes with a high press when we tried to build
Yep.
out, and then dropping deep when we had possession, making it very difficult for us to get through. I thought we did have some good spells of possession,
Hmm.
getting out of their pressure, passing in
Yep.
triangles and here and there, and kind of just easing that. I thought that was good. I do think we lost possession a lot in their half. We were getting it up there, and then because they just got numbers back because they were cutting off the
Yep.
lanes, it was just the pass was off or a shot or here, and it was really frustrating.
It seemed a little bit with that before the red card. It seemed a little that we were pressing like we wanted to get that lead quick to put
Yeah,
Spurs under some pressure. And that, like, you could see some of the passes, Bruno did it a few times, just to, like, pressing for a pass that was, if he gets it, if it's perfect, it'll
yeah,
work. But it wasn't like we were going for magic moments, and it wasn't necessarily like you said in the group chat at a different point. Patience will be the key, and
yeah.
yeah,
I
so
don't
that's
like
what it seemed like to me.
And I applaud like the attacking intent, the front
Hmm.
foot, like
Oh yeah.
the I applaud that, but I think that doing that like again, the build up to Bruno's goal, we were dominant, we were kind of controlled, but we also were patient. We were waiting for
Hmm.
the right ball in the right chance. And there were times though when it was the opposite, where we'd get and it was just Bruno lasting at it and skying it. It was the wrong ball. It
Hmm.
was somebody going for just a random cross
Yep.
when maybe the better option was like, let's put that ball out wide to like Ahmad
Hmm.
or Shaw or something
And
instead, and just hold on to
yeah,
the ball a little bit more.
we had that a few times where we would go for something, and when the
Yeah,
pass was out wide, I forget the ball. I think the ball was to Ahmad on the right, and instead of that was the open pass, and instead of doing it, I think Bruno or Mbuma ripped a shot, and it bounced back into play. And I'm like, nah,
yeah,
Ahmad was going to make the run because they had started to
yeah.
close in. So, but
That can be the double edged sword sometimes when
yeah,
the momentum is in your favor. When you are
yeah,
up a goal, sometimes you do start to take a little bit of license with
hmm,
those kind of moments, and that's where I want us to be a little bit more controlled
yeah,
and with that excitement and get a little
yep,
out of that tunnel vision mindset and just
yep.
get our heads up a little bit more. Yeah, Bexy, they can turn it on,
They
and quite frankly,
100% can.
they did quite frequently. I mean,
Hmm.
we were there was a bit too much space between our center backs and our fullbacks sometimes when we were trying to build up, so it was a little bit
Yeah,
hard to move that ball. And again, when Spurs are cutting off those passing lanes, that limits your options a little bit.
yeah,
I thought we gave Xavi Simmons a little too much time and space on the
hmm,
ball at times, which was really I said in the preview we can't do that because he can put a ball on a dime
yeah,
if he has space. And I did think, like I said earlier to start the show, we were a little too open in midfield sometimes when they countered as well, and we kind of left a lot of space open in wide areas, and so
hmm,
we just weren't as compact, I thought, in the mid block as we have been recently. Which I don't know what the deal was or what happened there, but a bit sloppy at times, a little bit kind
hmm,
of out of shape at times in defense. I told you guys about Conor Gallagher in the preview. He was going to get involved in everything, and he was. He was literally just getting stuck in on everyone, man. Um, Roman, we're going to be talking about that one a little later on in the week. Dylan and I are going to come back for the kickabout
hmm.
and do a 200 million pound rebuild in the summer. And so keep an eye on that. Join in as well in that one. But yeah, Bexley says Lamens is looking better. Such an important
Hmm.
signing. Yeah, it's amazing what a good goalkeeper can
And
do.
he's got, you can see that he's trusting Harry and Leach more.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think he kind of felt like that too when Delict was out there. You could kind of see that there was more trust before Delict went down, but now with Harry and Leach being in the middle, um, you can just see a little more. He's more calm with that. They're more calm. They're working
yeah,
together, and that's something we haven't had in a long time. We haven't had that type of center back goalkeeper pairing where that there's going to be that level of confidence
yeah.
and
Having
belief in one another.
having good complementary center back pairing, having some
Hmm.
consistency not only in form but just match consistency with the
Hmm.
partnership. You remember there were periods under Ten Hag where we like didn't have the same center back pairing
Mm-hmm.
like for multiple matches in a row. Like it was like 12 to 14 different center back pairings in
Yep.
over the course. Like that's difficult to get, like you're saying, confidence from a keeper. Like I praised, and even like again the quality. Like I praised De Gea so much like 10 years ago when people were saying like he wasn't as good as Neuer
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. I'm like, if like no offense to our former players, but if Neuer had guys like Chris Smalling or like Marcus Rojo or Eric Bailly in front of him on a weekly basis, I'd like to see how comfortable he is coming off his line because it
Yeah.
takes a lot to be comfortable with
Yeah.
that. Um, Big up Eddie Dub, Betty Bud. How you doing? What's that say? Adebu Daniel. There it is. It's amazing to win every game. I trust we are together strong. Yes, it is amazing. We're buzzing, man. Good to see new faces, you guys. Make sure those new faces are
Mm-hmm.
subscribed too. We're on the road to 3K. Bexy says, compare Mbumo to Garnacho, different leagues. Yeah, Garnacho, man,
100%.
talking all that good shit.
Yep.
Literally talking
And
all that good shit not that long ago.
and Mbumo's making so many. I mean, he's older. That's part of it. But he makes such better
Yeah.
decisions.
Garnacho, man, he needs to just stay like not run his mouth because every time he
Mm-hmm.
does, this is all I think
You was
about.
popping all that good shit a second ago.
That's
He
just
he's gonna get sold in like next year or this summer for like 70
yeah,
million. That's and he's
yeah,
gonna go to like the Italian league. So
yeah. It's this is what it is. Yes,
yeah.
Danny. Yes, thank you, Danny. Appreciate the likes, bud. Um, so we had a couple of chances. Those chances were a little bit off target as well. Cunha had an opportunity. Bruno had an opportunity as well. And then Christian Romero, sent off in the 29th minute for a very, very ugly. The more I watched the replay, I was
Yeah.
like, ugh. That looked
Yeah.
like it wasn't like I wouldn't say it was like forceful. He didn't come flying in like Paulinho did later on. Left his like literally left
Yeah.
both feet. Like wasn't that reckless, but still just that kind of the way Casemiro's ankle bent. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
that wasn't
not
good.
cool, not
I
cool at all.
wa- Watching it before they really slowed it down, I was like, oh, he just missed that. Like that's pretty harsh for a red card. Like Kaz came in and then he missed the ball, and then you watch
Yeah.
it back, the slow mo later, and you see the ankle move, and you're like, oh, okay, I see it now.
Yeah, the ankle that
Yeah.
was rough, and maybe
Yeah.
because remember I tore my ligament in my foot. Like there was not even any contact, but my ankle bent very similar.
Hmm.
And I immediately was brought back to that moment. I could feel it, I could hear it
Yeah.
because there was a little
And,
and I was like,
yeah, and the announcers were all on that too. They were like, "Yeah, that's bad," and I'm like, "I didn't see it." And then when they slowed it down, I'm like, "I see what you're talking about now. I I get how bad that is in terms of how that could have been seriously injuring for Casemiro."
yeah.
So,
And I fully agree with Danny here that Van de Ven should have
oh yeah,
that should have been a pen for sure.
yeah,
And it's ironic that it was on Maguire because Maguire we conceded a pen to City a
yeah,
few years back. Maguire did the same exact thing, and it's not that I even think it's necessarily a pen, but when you're looking at the consistency of the decisions, should have been a pen. Van de Ven comes
yeah.
in, not even looking at the ball, looking only at Maguire, blocks him with his arm. That should be a pen all day.
Hmm.
Like it is what it is. But hey, it is what it is, man. They tried to keep us down. They can't do it. um Stephanie's in the house. Big up, Steph. Good to get
Hey,
21
hey,
likes. Nice. If we get to 30 likes, you guys, I'll give away 5 memberships live while we're here. Bexy thinks United could get second this season. Yikes. Now we're a couple of wins and we're all flying high. We're all
yeah,
talking with chest.
yeah,
I like it. I was worried. I think what the thing that worried me most about this game going into it is we knew that Spurs weren't going to want a whole lot of the ball. They were going to try to press, but they were
hmm,
also going to sit deep. And I was worried what were we going to do when we had the possession because we also tend to do better when we don't have a lot of the
yeah.
ball. And Carrick seems to like us to set up in the mid block and then get on the counter. And we saw a couple of that today. But what were your thoughts on kind of having to play a little differently today with that sustained possession?
Uh, so we did at least for parts of it. We seemed what's up, Steph? We seemed like the passing was good for parts of it, but then it was a lot like we weren't being patient with some of the passing like we talked about
Yeah.
earlier. We were trying to force things, and you could see when Romero went off and they went down to 10 and they started to be compact with Spurs. We were trying to force things a lot to like get the ball through. Like Bruno was putting a few balls in. I'm like, you didn't need to do that on that one. Like I see what you were going for, but we could have kept possession and looked for a better option.
You know,
Um, and it was a little frustrating at times before we got the first goal. just to be like, come on now, guys, let's not let's not just like give the ball away, because we were
Yeah.
playing up high too, and Dalla was trying to get involved in the attack, and Shaw was trying to get involved in the attack. So you have Harry and Leach covering the back. If they got through, which they
Yeah.
almost did a couple of times, that's not good. And so I was like, just be patient, circle it back. We'll take a dull 1-0 here, just if we have to.
Yeah. Dallas, so, I mean, we'll talk about Dallas in a little bit. It's because he did have a better match. It's just sometimes watching him play, I'm like, do you know what
Yeah,
you're doing? Do you know where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing? Because it just this positioning sometimes just, I'm like, it doesn't look like you know what you're supposed to be doing right now, man. Um,
yeah,
yeah, but yeah, I agree. It was like sometimes it was reckless. There were spells in the first half where I thought we would get the ball in a good position, but then it would slow it down a little bit. It was like if we didn't
yeah,
get the ball up the pitch quickly and Spurs were able to get in their shape, then we just were like, all right, stop. Let's pass it back. Let's try to invite them out. Everyone's
yeah,
kind of standing with their back to goal. No one's really making a whole lot of runs. When I did think there were times where maybe just a
yeah.
little run, a little dummy, a little decoy, and maybe just a little chip
Hmm.
ball over the top, I thought maybe that could have unlocked them a little bit. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
And that's what yeah, like they had that the Cunha chance that got missed in like the 25th minute. I mean, we've been calling for this for weeks. Shaw got the ball in real quick. They got it over to Dallo. Dallo was just like, oh, there's acres of space. Took
Yeah,
it all the way up, and Cunha came across, and then he just ripped the shot, almost went in. Like that's quick play. They weren't ready. They weren't prepared. Like we could have had several of those where Cunha comes across. We got to run on the back post, and Ahmad or somebody comes down the right. So we got options. Like we keep the
yeah,
like if you can't get it on the back post or the through ball, like just go out to the side. But
yeah.
yeah, they kept slowing it down, like you said, and then we weren't facing goals. So
And to Spurs' credit, they, like I said a couple of times, they did a really good
yeah.
job of not only getting in shape, but then again, kind of doing what we've been doing recently is just setting in the block and
Hmm.
just cutting off, making it very, very difficult. It's the same thing they did to City. I put up that screen grab
Yeah.
the other day, showing you this is exactly what they did, and they learned how to play football apparently. So, Rowan says this sort of game where you perform 7 out of 10s against mid-tables opposition, do your job, finish the game. Yeah, yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Yep. That's
The
huge.
set
Yep. Which
the
we
corner
weren't doing
kick
before.
yeah. The set piece goal for Mbumo, apparently
Hmm.
that's straight off the training ground, and apparently that came from Johnny Evans, is what I saw in an interview after the fact.
Hmm.
So big up Johnny Evans for that one, and it was
Yeah.
perfect, right? Like
Oh
Mbumo,
yeah.
getting like the shot in real time. I was like, that looked like a really weak shot, but it was a bit
It
of a
was
worm
placement.
burner.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect placement, just passed into the bottom corner. The ball from Cobby was perfect as well. Like that's what I want to see more of. Like we
Hmm.
all like watching like the in swingers that somebody gets on the end of them. Usually, and lately we've been used to seeing like McGuire at the back stick. He's going to head it
Yeah.
back across. But I like these little kind of the
What?
shows a little bit more kind of
Yeah.
creativity.
And wasn't that a little bit like, I think it was that corner or one after, like you could see them doubling Maguire on the back post
Yeah,
because they knew that he could get to that. So that the fact that Johnny Evans and Carrick were like, okay, we can make a chance out of this with Cobby coming forward
yeah.
and getting it into the middle. That's a little tactical nuance right there.
Yeah.
Maybe a little finger to Roy Keane
Yeah, or skulls too for that
or
matter.
Scholesy. Yeah.
You notice too. I don't know if anyone else picked up on this when we were attacking and stuff. We were getting a little bit more physical. We were getting stuck into the
Hmm.
goalkeepers. We were getting a little physical, a little pushing and shoving. Like we've learned that we can do that. Like we're allowed to do that now. You'll get away with a little bit more now. So I was
Hmm.
happy to see some more of that as well. We do look more dangerous. Big up Bilal is in the house. Good to see you again.
Hmm.
Hope you're doing well, Bilal.
Hey.
Um, Stephanie says West Ham won't be easy on Tuesday. I forgot it was Tuesday. Now I got to turn around and prep a whole match preview show. Came right around quick. Yeah, and they're doing a good job of putting together some results and climbing out of that bottom. Let's send them right back down. But I did tell you, Forest are going to be looking over their shoulder, which is why, spoiler alert, we don't need
Yeah.
to spend 100 million on Elliot Anderson, especially if they go down.
Yeah.
um, Steph says Vicario once again made some good saves. Yeah, he was forced to. He also put
Hmm.
them into a lot of different tricky situations as well. That ball that Cunha was offside for initially, right? Again, that's the kind of thing that I said in the
Hmm.
preview. Vicario is a weak link for them because he is more De Gea than he is kind of Ederson, if that makes sense. He's not super comfortable on the ball.
Yeah.
He is more old school. So you put him in those situations, you press him a little bit, you force him to kind of play out, and he's not great at it. But yeah, he did help them out. But again, he also put them in some really dangerous situations.
Mm-hmm.
Dabasi in the house, chicken dinner for our lads after beating that bird. Nice. Roman says, I genuinely believe the red card helped them, got into a low block. Yeah, it's the same as Everton, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
When you, it's not, people like to think it's easy playing against 10 teams that go down to 10. It's really not, because they're just going to make it difficult to break down. And then,
Yeah.
but like again,
And
we
it
saw it
seemed,
against
didn't
Everton.
it seem like for Spurs, didn't it seem like for Spurs that as soon when he went off, it was like, all right, the guy that's been talking in the media is gone, and we can just like focus on the match.
Well, it's the same thing against City. When he went off sick at halftime against City, Spurs came back and got 2
Yeah.
goals. I think that he's a liability. He's the captain, but he's too aggressive. He's
Mm-hmm.
too reckless. He's Eric Bailly with a captain's armband, and it's not
Yeah.
okay. He's
And
not the kind of
yeah,
guy you want wearing the armband.
I like that Lee Dixon kind of called him out. He's like, that's not captain material. You're getting more from Vicario and Net yelling at everybody than you were from Romero.
Yeah,
So,
it's a mentality thing, man, and he's got a very that's
mm-hmm.
like giving Marcus Rojo the armband. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
He is a bit of a dirty player.
Hey, but if Spurs go down, let's get Van de Ven.
I'm not sold on Van de Ven. Again, he's up there with Cole Palmer for me personally. Great player, just injury prone. So I'm all set. Van de Ven's had so many hamstring injuries. I avoid those like the plague now.
I'm just biased because he's came from Wolfsburg. So
yeah, he is a good defender. I scouted him when he was at Wolfsburg. Obviously, Liverpool used to be interested in him as well. If we're looking at Premier League proven, I'll probably go Van Hecke personally, but I really do like Van Hecke a lot.
Oh, he's good. Yeah.
Stephanie says Romero finally getting payback for that Martial sending off. Yeah, karma's a bitch. Karma is a bitch. I thought Spurs counterattacks and they're a little bit of that one touch give and go in our half caused us problems a lot. They were kind of getting it was way too easily at times. And I didn't think it helped that we were giving away needless free kicks. How many free kicks did we give away? About 5-10 yards just outside of our box. It was just it's just sloppy. And again, it's because all we could do was give away fouls. It is what it is, man. But hey, Fletcher and Xerxes got some minutes today. How you feel about Xerxes back in the squad?
Good. I'd like to see him get some more minutes just to change the attack a little bit. He doesn't have to necessarily be a focal point the whole time, but he can be in that 9.5 role. He can kind of link play. Bruno can get on stuff. Cunha, Mbumo, Chesko could even get on stuff if you can link play. So
yeah,
he came on. Good for Tyler Fletcher. Your brother got in there, and now he got that. So
yeah, and I thought Fletcher looked good. He did well under pressure, just to kind of draw. He drew in a couple of Spurs players and then managed to just squirt that ball out to someone wide and just. And that's the point. That's what you need to do as a deep midfielder. As a 6, whatever you want to call it. You have to be press resistant. You have to be composed, and it's about easing pressure. It's about like controlling possession, and sometimes that is about just moving possession around amidst all that pressure. Roman says triangles, squares, and pentagons. We play. Carrick is not English. I said in my Carrick analysis when he was appointed as interim, if you guys go back and watch that video, I'm pretty sure that the link is in the description. I said he gets a lot of his tactical inspiration from Xavi's Barcelona. He does play very Spanish style. He does like possession. He does like utilizing space and creating space as well. So like says De Ligt hopefully back in a couple weeks. Yeah, I don't know what is going on with De Ligt, man. Like that's so worrying. I don't know what is happening to him. Like what happened to his back, dude, for real. Bexy says Chesko should have scored. Yeah, he could have scored, right? Right
at the end.
If he had taken a touch, just had a shout, like you've got like time. He could have taken it on his chest and let it drop and just buried it, and it would have been 3-0, and he would have been 2-2 for him. But it is what it is. Maybe if he'd been on for another 5 minutes, he'd be getting good positions. Stephanie says Carrick has all the angles covered, real geometry as well. Guys I haven't had math in a long time. You guys are talking a lot of stuff that I haven't had to worry about in years. We are 1 like away from 30, 1 like away from me gifting away 5 memberships. Remember, if you want to be in the running to receive these memberships, you have to actually go into your YouTube profile and and turn on the option to accept it. It's not a default thing. You have to turn it on. So if you're ever wondering why we do that sometimes and you don't get the memberships, it might be because of that. But it is a lottery. So the more people in the live, the less likely you probably are to get it. But that's all right. Yeah, it was straight at him. Like I said, he could have taken a shot. But
Yeah.
what are you going to do? But overall, I mean, like we anticipated in the match preview, most of the possession went our way. 65% possession overall. In first half, it was 58%, jumped to 72% in the second half, especially after they went down to 10 men. But we were kind of always on the ball. As you can see, this is the momentum come from Opta. There were a few spells in that first half when Spurs were kind of on the ascendancy, but it was pretty much us, like the whole, and you could see that big jump after the red card and whatnot. Like it was all us basically. And again, with that in mind, it was a test to see how Carrick managed when we had to slow down, be more patient, be more controlled on the ball, especially when we're kind of camped out in their half as well. So overall, if you look at the numbers, though, Spurs had the majority of tackles, interceptions. Makes sense, right? They're the ones kind of defending as well. That's going to stat pad a little bit. But again, we won more duels, played more passes, and created more chances. Spurs didn't even have a single corner on the night, Dylan. We had 7 corners, but scored from 1, so we need to do better. But let me get caught up on the thing. 31 likes. Do we have 31 likes? Let me confirm.
Woo!
Hold up.
Let me check.
We have 31 likes. I'll go ahead and do it real quick. Hold up.
All right.
We have 34 likes now. All right. I got you covered, guys. Well, right before this is a good segue because we looked at the performances. Now we're going to look into the player ratings, but I'm going to go ahead and gift out 5 memberships, sending out 5 now. I still have 5 more to go this month if I want to, but we're going to save it. So who gets a member? Who's lurking is really what we want to look at right now. So, let's see. Big up, Steph, for reminding me. Appreciate that. Let's see. Audio Pimp's back in the house. He gets one as well. Saeed, TV Extra. Big up, Saeed. Helga in here. Big up, Helga, Bexy, and Lawrence Burry in here. All big getting memberships. Like that one. Tobias says Frank is 1 loss away to be anged. I don't think Frank is going to be there next year, personally. But big up everyone. I love getting the likes, you guys. I love getting
Lead them down. Lead them down.
Like to just be that. Thank you guys for getting involved in getting us to 34 likes already. If we can get more, if we can get to 50, I've got 5 more memberships to give away. If we can get 50 live, I will go ahead and give away more. It's up to you guys, though. Please make sure you like. Please make sure you subscribe if you guys are new as well. We are going to do player ratings now, you guys. So make sure that you get your player ratings involved. Let me move this around a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right, guys. Let's start at the back here. Let's talk about Sonny Lamans. Not much for him to do tonight, honestly. Just one save to make on the night. He did put us a little bit at risk with that moment where he stepped way out of the box to kind of sweep up. His ball went straight to a Spurs player. If there's a better player on the ball, maybe if they still had someone like Eriksson or something, maybe that would have been in. But it is already what it is. The boxes, I've never seen these guys. It's all right, dude. Bilal's jumping in as well. He is gifted membership as well. Big up Bilal, man. RK Bricks picked up a membership. Big up Bilal, man. Absolute legend. You get one of these. Every time someone does something fun, you get one of these. Big helper on the channel, man. Red Devil says Spurs hope they enjoy their relegation. They are in a bit of a relegation battle, aren't they? That's crazy. So we were kind of down there with Spurs last year, but then this year, obviously, night and day difference. Spurs, however, not night and day difference. Adam says Frank could win the league with Spurs next year if he stays. Get them back into the Prem. There you go. I like it.
Yeah, he could.
That's funny. Yeah, big up Bilal, absolute legend. So, but guys, get in your rating here for Sonny Lamans. Dylan, what are your thoughts on Sonny Lamans tonight? Ow.
Yeah, like you said, he didn't have a lot to do. He had that little shaky moment there, and that might have just been him. Just like we were all pressing a little bit, trying to do stuff. So I'm gonna give him 5.5, 6. I mean, just he didn't have anything to do. Came out, caught a couple of balls. Seemed to hold his line well, but yeah, he didn't get to do a lot tonight. So 5.5 to 6.
Yeah, six
So
six is probably fair. I think five is for me is average. Six is like you had some good moments. You did have some good moments. You did come out and control things a
yeah.
little bit. Didn't really had one save to make on the night.
Hmm.
I'd probably go ahead and give him a six. I want to know what
Yeah.
you guys think. Sanjay's going 6.5. Um, I don't have a problem with that. 41 likes. I like it. I do like that, you guys. Make sure you get 9 more likes, and we're gonna give away 5 more memberships live because I'm on ones. I'm buzzing. I don't even care. But guys, get your player ratings in for Senna Lamans. Bexy's giving him a 7. Pretty big, pretty high praise there. Tabasi says Lamans had a nice rest at goal today. Probably could have dozed out. He might have
Yeah.
been able to, honestly. Tabasi says 7 for the bosses as well. Steph says our 4th clean sheet of the
Hey,
season. Our
he got a
4th
clean
clean sheet.
sheet too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys know I love clean sheets. I have an unhealthy addiction to clean sheets, man. It's like the little salt in the wound, the clean sheet. I do love it. So
Hmm.
keep getting your ratings in for Senna Lamans, you guys. Let's move on to Luke Shaw. There was one moment that Shaw stood out that I was like, "What are you doing?" It's when he played that really, really silly ball. He
Yeah.
was in his own left hand, and then he just played this random like lob pass across the midfield, basically that went right to Xavi Simmons. I think put us in a bit of trouble. But otherwise, looking at the numbers and overall, it wasn't like he had a bad game. 3 tackles, 3 passes in the final third, 7 of 10 duels. Sorry,
Hmm.
did just what he needed to do. What are your thoughts on Shaw, Dylan?
Yeah. He did what he had to do. He had that one moment. Looking back at um, that pass. He had done that a couple times to get to Mainu, and I think he was trying to do it again, but because he was getting closed down, he he probably cooked it a little bit too much because Mainu was coming over and Javi Simons was right there. That was the point. I was like, oh shit. But yeah, I'd give him about a 6.5. He had some good attacking spurts.
Yeah,
Um, he didn't really do anything super flashy, but he kind of just did the job. He
yeah,
was solid today, so about 6.5.
yeah. I mean, I'd say yeah. I think anything more than 6.5 is probably just a little necessary. He
Yeah,
Sanjay gives him a 5. Red Devil says, yeah, he almost scored. I do remember that. He almost got himself a goal as well.
yeah,
Um,
yep.
Stephanie says Shaw staying fit deserves 7 every game just for that alone. Yeah, it's insane. With Shaw, with Mount, like you just wonder, like we're just one game away or one sprint away in Shaw's case from
Hmm.
like him going off a little bit.
Yeah.
Vice says Shaw 7 off 10 plus 1 for clean sheets. He's given an extra point for the defending for clean sheets. um, Danny says everyone today deserves a 7 or above. Big up, Danny. High praise. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I think Shaw for me probably would have had to do a little bit more for me to get like a 7 or a 7.5. Let me go see. I want to see if he created any chances. I know he had that shot. Because if he created some chances, I might be convinced to change my mind a little bit. Let me just go. We're doing a stat check here. Hold on. No chances created. All right. It is what it is. One shot. Um, the Red Devil says Amram's probably throwing a chair at his TV. The redemption of Manu. I mean, Amram was happy to die on that hill. It is what it is.
Hmm.
Kerwin says Shaw was 7 to 7.5. Hey, it's your guys' channel. You guys will go 7. Well, how about that? Um, let's see. Sanjay said he doesn't do much. He should be let go. We talking about Shaw. What is Shaw's? Do you know what Shaw's contract situation is?
I think he's got one more year after
Does he
this.
have one more year? He's 30 now,
I
right?
think. Yeah.
So it's kind of a one of those weird situations where you again, if it weren't for his injuries, I would maybe consider extending it. He's on contract for this, so he's going to be entering the final year of his contract next year. So
Hmm.
another one we're probably going to lose for free. Honestly, it's just the way it is. He's on some pretty good wages.
Yeah.
He's injury prone. He's older. He's probably going to go someplace like a Newcastle or something like that, or a Brighton or something, and probably go someplace like that.
Hmm.
Adam got his son. They're like, big up. Thank you guys. Yes, please do likes and subscribes.
Yeah.
They'd love that. So we'll go. The community's going to get it. He's going to get a 7. Big up Shaw tonight. What about Leacha?
I thought Leach did well. I thought both he and Maguire did well in terms of just holding the line. They were being asked to play up with that high line as we were trying to get the ball through the as Tottenham sat back. And they did cover pretty well when Tottenham did get the ball through a few times. So I'll give them a 7.5. I think
Yeah.
again, there's with what we were being asked to do, we were trying to pass a lot. We were just trying to hold the line. The defense didn't have a lot to do, but what they did do, they did well with. So I'm going to give him about 7.5. I think he did well. He had a couple of passes he pinged through. He made some great decisions keeping possession. So yeah, 7.5 for Licha.
So he was quarterback tonight. Everything
Mm-hmm.
was building through him. If we bring up this stat, I posted this on Twitter as well. So the thicker the line, the more frequent the passes are, and you can see that literally everything is going through Licha. He was basically the charge of doing that. He made 10 passes into the final third in the first half alone. He made 21 passes into the final third on the night. Completed the most passes in the night. He completed over 100 passes, and again, everything was building up through him on the night. You could see he was kind of stepping up. Really, he is a 6, but he's also the center back as well, which I don't have a problem with. But
No.
he's doing everything he needed to do, and defensively he was fine. 2 tackles as well, 2 interceptions, won 4 out of 7 of his ground duels. Like Licha was quarterback in chief tonight, which we know that he has in his locker for sure. Let's see what everyone else says. Sanjay's going 7 for Licha. Yeah, I'd probably give him a 7.5. Doing pretty well. Basti says 7.5, 6.5 plus 1 for the clean sheet. I like that. Skinny Bob says Michelangelo's Carrick Estovich. Nice. Big up, Skinny Bob. I like that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
There's a shirt right there. Michelangelo's Carrick Estovich.
Michelangelo. I can make him look like a Ninja Turtle probably.
There you go.
Michelangelo, or make him painting like the Sistine Chapel at Old Trafford.
Yep.
So yeah, Licha doing very well as the distributor in chief from the back. Obviously, like you could see, everything went through him. All the balls to the fullbacks, the center back, to midfield, Cobby, and that ball out to Dallo as well. Like it was all going through Licha. So I like it. It's nice to have a defender who can distribute the ball. We're going to have to make sure we find, or whenever it's time to replace him, that we can do that. Now, I do think Heaven can do that. Heaven is very, very comfortable on the ball, comfortable in the build-up, comfortable in the pass as well. So we have options. Let's talk about Herodona. What are your thoughts on Big Airy today?
Very similar to Licha. He didn't necessarily get out like the passing as you did, like he wasn't quarterbacking, but he was holding the line. He when Dalla would play up, he would make sure he would cover that back line. I remember watching one of the runs I think Xavi made that Harry was a little bit behind, but he stayed right with him and pushed him out towards the line so everybody could the byline so everybody could catch up. Another solid performance. He was somebody to target on set pieces. Yeah, and so he and Leachy are forming a really good partnership.
Yeah.
He looks happy. He looks confident.
Yeah.
And if what I'm hearing on top, like it's all rumors at this point, but if he's willing to take less wages, and I'm good with him sticking around, being part of that. That's good with me.
I personally don't have any problem with him retiring here. I think he's a leader. He's a good example to have. I think you want those kind of selfless examples. He complements Licha well, like you say. I think Licha does the stuff that maybe Maguire. Maguire's actually pretty good on the ball, but today his task was controlling Solanke, and I think he won that battle today.
Yep.
That was his task. And he did. He was throwing him around. They were physical. They were getting stuck in.
Yep.
He would give away fouls here and there. But again, I thought that's what you have to do. You're going to give away fouls. Big up, Adrian. Welcome back.
And you could see Solanke getting frustrated because Maguire was just shutting him out.
Yeah.
Like especially on the Vicario kicks, trying to find him. Yeah, Maguire was just like, "No, I got this." So.
Yeah, I thought that he did very, very, very well. Big up, Mr. Welcoming.
Hey.
Bossi's going 7.8. You're killing me. Additional points for pocketing. Oh, God. We're going to do like 7.875. It's going to be like pi up here in a second. And Stephanie agrees with you, Dale, on the importance of a settled back four has been instrumental in these 4 straight wins. Yeah, and that's where I say it is a bit of a debate when it comes to Carrick's unchanged 11s. Some people are fine with it. Some people would like to see a little bit more rotation. But I also agree with you, like, maybe we're not in a place right now where we can be comfortable just switching things up. And that was one of the things you and I leveled at Amorim for a while, is like it took him so long to kind of settle on an 11. And that was one of the things he tinkered around with a little too much at times. Red Devil says didn't allow Solanke to get into the game once. Yeah, he kept him
100%.
quiet after that match against City. Solanke obviously scored that wonder goal. We were a little concerned, and we said, he's experienced. He's good at kind of playing off the back of the shoulders of defenders and getting into that space. But Maguire was just better. That's all there is to it, and that's what you needed for him. And he won that battle. So big up, Ari. You're a wizard. So yeah, what did you give him?
I gave him 7.
All right, yeah, I'd give him like a 7.5. I thought he did his job and did it well.
Yeah, give him 7.5. Just like Leach, they both really did well today with what they were tasked to do, and they held that line well. So
yeah, I agree. Diogo Dalot, a bit of a divisive player among the United fan base. I think Dalot for me is one of those players where I have to only look at it on a match by match basis, because if I let his overall, because he's been here the second longest of any United player. He's been here 8 years. The only person who's been here longer so far is Luke Shaw, which is insane. Doesn't feel like that. But on the night, Dalot was good. Most tackles won tonight. Brilliant ball in for Bruno's goal. He was a little bit worried sometimes positionally, as we spoke about earlier, defending, but because you had said that in the WhatsApp group as well. Again, starting 11 Legends members, you have access to the WhatsApp group. But what are your thoughts on Dalot tonight?
This was a better performance. This was a lot better than what we've seen against Fulham. I thought attacking wise, he looked more aggressive. I thought he was making pretty good decisions with the passing. He looked a little more settled defensively. You could see his position is still questionable. He would move too far forward at times, and Maguire would have to come over for him. I think I mentioned that in the WhatsApp group. Like they're trying to press, they're trying to get some numbers up there. That's why he's doing it. But it's leaving Maguire overloaded, and Shaw was playing up too. So now you only had the two. But this was better than the Fulham match. Like Fulham, I was very worried, and I said that in the group. Put Maz on. Put him on for a little more defensive solidity, because when we got the second, we didn't really need to keep pressing. We just needed to see it out. But then they took Shaw off, which is fine. Let's make sure Shaw is wrapped in bubble wrap so that he doesn't get hurt. But yeah, I'm going to give him about a 6.5. I think it was a way better performance than what we saw with Fulham.
Yeah. I'd probably give him a 7 too. Like Stephanie says, he gets a 7. I don't know if I'd give him extra points for being vital in goal celebrations. But tonight he gets that extra point because that ball in was very, very good. And it's not something we see very often from him. So,
great.
Spicy said movement lacked fluid. Yeah, he just doesn't really know where he's supposed to be sometimes. And I think that I would expect more from a 26-year-old player who's been in this league for 8 years by now, to just know when to pick up a runner, when to move centrally and whatnot, and when to hang back and help out your center back, rather opposed to always trying to make a run in behind because you want to get involved. Like I applaud the attacking mentality, but again, it's kind of what I said earlier. There's times where you just need to slow it down a little bit. So, Kiro says bloody owners must leave our club. Yes, welcome. We did talk about that earlier. How Avram Glazer is submitted almost a £2 billion bid to buy a cricket team using our dividends. Who's back in the chat? Michael Bell, welcome back, Michael. Good to see you again, man. Finally looking forward to watching my Reds again. Yeah, 4 in a row is amazing. I do like that a lot. Dalot, so you're giving him like a 6.5. I give him a 7. Most of the chats says like 7 or so is probably fair.
Yep, that works.
Oh, let's talk about Unk, because another solid match from Casemiro.
Oh yeah,
no goals, no assists, but got stuck in. Always seemed to pop up in the right place at the right time. There were a couple moments where Spurs had the ball kind of wide in their third, and he would just press, win a throw in, force a throw in, whatever. Even if it was gifting them a throw in, it was just like it was like he's like running on vibes almost. Casemiro right now. This whole farewell tour thing has seemed like a new level to him. What were your thoughts on Cass?
Yeah, with one of those vintage performances. I think somebody said, I saw it on social media, it's like he's playing like he could go back into the vintage Real Madrid sides right now. And, maybe just because the weight's off, like he knows, he already knows what he's going to do. He's not playing for a contract right now. He can just go out and just focus on his football.
Yeah.
But yeah, he like you said, didn't get much for attack, didn't get much or helped out tremendously in defense, but was in the right spots, helped link up play. Got stuck in on a bunch of those those when Tottenham would get the ball and try to move it forward, he would just get in the way. It was a, like we said, vintage Casemiro performance. This is the Casemiro we've been looking for. Like, I hope he keeps it going. I hope he just keeps this up. Everybody's giving him an 8. I'll give him an 8. I think he was outstanding today.
Does he get an extra point for getting Romero sent off?
Yes, 9.
Gary says the guy can get his haircut. He might. I'm not trying to jinx it, but he might be able to, man.
Yeah. Oh.
Kiro wants some oil money. I don't know how I feel about that, but
yeah,
I do agree these owners are absolute criminals. Half of the ownership we have are criminals. The other half are just incompetent. They don't know what they're doing. But yeah, Cass, I'm definitely giving Cass an 8 tonight. It was a very controlled midfield performance. Again, one of the hallmarks I say of like a 6 is when you don't hear their name very often during a match because they just keep things ticking. They're not doing anything flashy, but they're doing the important stuff that most of the time goes unnoticed. So really, really happy with this. It's good news for Brazil this summer as well with this World Cup coming up. So
and he seems a lot like more settled with Kabi Menu next to him.
Yeah,
somebody he can kind of get into positions. Like, does anybody else like clench up a little bit when Ugarte came on, and you're just like, oh my god, not him. That clean sheet's gone. Like,
yeah, I've got my Ugarte replacement in our 200 million rebuild video that we're going to be doing this week. So, because I've got 2 midfielders in that I'm picking up, and they're instant upgrades for us. So, can't wait to see what you have to say. Obviously, I'm going to see a little bit of it beforehand, but Stephanie says Casemiro has the taste for goals, deserve one today. Other now, it's another solid performance. Yeah, I do like that as well. Keep him fit to the end of the season.
Yes,
he's just rolling on, man. I mean, I was worried when I saw the way his ankle bent today, but he got right back up. So I feel like it's good that we got Cunha in now. You got another Brazilian in. You could see they were kind of linking up last game out as well. Even on the bench, they were kind of getting involved. Like, I like that. It's important to have that kind of stuff. I'm not saying it's not like Ultimate Team where you get chemistry points for it, but it is nice to have that. I think from a cultural standpoint, because it is a big deal coming from one country to another, especially when you're the only Brazilian in the squad, basically. So Kiro says Baleba, Anderson, Adam, Diamande, Turkowski will save United. That's a lot of money on midfield. Big up though. Speaking of Kabi, oops, why is my computer doing this? This platform has now started doing a picture-in-picture thing, which is weird. Let's talk about Kabi for a second here. First and foremost, though, I've been alerted that we've got 50 likes. You know what that means, you guys.
Woo!
So don't mean to derail it, but I'm a man of my word. Now keep in mind, I can only give away 10 per month. So, but I did promise that we were going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and send 5 now. So you guys prepare yourselves. Pop. 5 memberships going out to you guys. All right. Let's find the lurkers today. But thank you, Stephanie, for keeping me honest and reminding me who gets those. So Sanjay's giving Kabi a 7. Big up Kabi. Red Devils giving him a 9. Who we got? Gary got one. Israel got one. Luan, welcome Luan. Marcus got one, and Marco got one as well. Big up, guys. Appreciate you guys dropping in and getting involved and helping us get the 50 likes while we're live. That makes the most important difference right there. Tobias is giving him an 8. What are your thoughts on Kabi, Dylan? Let's go for it.
Similar to Cass, just one of those performances. Stuck in, do your job. He made some nice runs. He made some nice passes in the attacking phase. I think you can see that he's with Amorim gone, with the tension gone, he's kind of come back into his own. We talked about in the preseason, we did our preseason discussions, how he had looked like he had put on some muscle, and he looked like he'd gotten a little fitter. You can see it. Like he's not getting pushed off the ball as much. He's keeping possession. I'd give him an 8, just like Cass. I think they both together worked really well. When they're playing in the triangles, you can see those two looking for each other. They're kind of trusting each other to get out of those positions. So that's huge.
And remember, I think, and like you said, we saw him get bigger and stuff. He's still young. Like he's going to continue to physically develop even for the next year or so, because that's just how your body works. But yeah, like you're saying, like getting physical, getting stuck in. He actually won the most duels on the 91-8 duels. So he's just, like I said, he's added another layer to his game under Michael Carrick that I didn't know he had. I was worried that he wouldn't have. And he's getting physical. He's in those Arsenal and City match, he covered the most ground of any other player in those matches. Brilliant for his assist, just that kind of cushion ball, the kind of ball we're used to seeing from guys like Bruno, Cobby's like, I'm just going to cushion this for you. It's perfectly weighted ball. And I like that he's kind of taking on this Carrick role, dropping deep almost between the defenders to come collect the ball and kind of be the one, not only to do it because he can, but be like mentally being the guy who who's taking the responsibility, who is being the quarterback for that and trusts himself and backs himself. And I like that from him.
Yeah. And again, who better to learn from right now? Your manager was one of our best midfielders. Like, pick his brain whenever you can. He will tell you. So,
and like Red Devil says, I wonder how much of this is maybe kind of what the way Amorim didn't trust him. Maybe some of the things that Amorim said about him. I wonder how much of that is kind of rattling in his mind. Is kind of giving him a little bit of an axe to grind in some ways. I wonder. Do you feel like that plays a role in this?
100%. He's out there. He's gonna, and you can see it with the other players now. They're like, you can show yourself, like, be who you're gonna be, play your game. And Casemiro's trusting him. Bruno trusts everybody around him. Trusts him. Okay, and they can see he's paying them back forthwith. Like they are playing through him at times to get the ball up or pick a pass, get him on the run. And they trust him, like with Johnny Evans, trust him on that corner. He comes out from the post, brings it in, boom, places it. That's huge.
I'll make this bigger for you guys. I found this graphic earlier from Scouting Analyst website, but this is a graphic for midfielders in the Premier League right now who are, so the y-axis is completed dribbles per 90, the x-axis is chances created per 90, and Cobby Manu, I circled it, is way up in that top right corner when it comes to creating chances and completing dribbles. Like, there's no one who's really achieving as much. Anton Stack is doing very, very well. Obviously, Elliot Anderson is another one on there that we're doing as well. I would love to have Anderson and Declan Rice creating a lot of chances, not carrying the ball a lot, kind of a thing. But Cobby Manu is almost leading the pack, basically. He's right in that sweet spot of a direct line from the bottom corner up to the top right corner. Again, absolute levels to what he's done this team. Like Stephanie says, turning a real presence in our engine room.
Yeah. And if we haven't signed him yet, I think they reopened talks for that. We need to. Like, we need to get him inked into another contract.
Yeah, it's a question of how much you think he should be paid. I know a lot of people in the chat last week were not going more than like 100 million, maybe with some bonuses. It's difficult for me because
100 million.
I mean 100,000. Sorry. So there's some people who would say yes, give him 100 million. Yeah, I know it's weird because you have to be able to pay players somewhat decently to keep them happy, but at the same time, you want to keep them hungry. You don't want to overpay them. We've seen that backfire. There's a sweet spot in there.
Yeah.
And I think that sweet spot can be found a little better when you've got a good relationship with the player, good relationship with the agent. Everyone's on the same page. I've constantly been critical of the contract we gave Sancho, for instance, because what was going to happen in a couple of years when if he kept doing well, or if he did well, period. It's just no foresight. And so Stephanie says Anderson and Manu would be unbelievable. Yeah, I just started another career mode today.
100%.
Signed Anderson in the summer and my backup. So, it's a good combination. I think Anderson has also shown another level this past year or so as well. Red Devil says the Cobby we're seeing from 2 years ago. Yeah, the Cobby we saw from 2 years ago was it like this is a whole nother one too. He's added more to his game too. So I'm really, really happy with this. So big up Cobby. What did you give him? What did you say?
I'm gonna give him an 8.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably give him an 8.5 or so. I think he's just doing very, really well. The Bossy says, I always said Carrick will improve the midfield. People call me crazy. I don't think I called anybody crazy. If somebody did, then hey, egg on their face. But man, yeah, Carrick, he's doing everything. And really, all he really did was just make the midfield a little bit more compact. So and unleash Cobby a little bit. And I think too, what you're seeing as well, and we're going to talk about this in a second too, is he's giving players more responsibility. He's having to do more, and Carrick is trusting him to be the one to do that kind of stuff. And in any kind of organization, when you empower and trust your employees, when you give them a little bit of leash, you're not hovering, you're not micromanaging, and you trust them to make good decisions, and then you give them feedback after that. I think that is what helps people grow and develop as well. I think that builds a lot of that unity and that camaraderie. Let's talk about our Magnifico here. You guys, make sure you like and make sure you're subscribing, because this was another man of the match performance from our captain today. I thought he could have done a little better for his missed effort in the first half, and that shot later on, I don't know what he was thinking with that, but He made up for it with his goal. He right place,
Mm-hmm.
right time, just to cushion that ball into the bottom corner. A couple of really good placed shots today, really well placed shots.
Yep.
Sorry, bad grammar. Bottom corner. 6 goals, 12 assists for Bruno this season. 2 goal involvements in his or 12 goal involvements in his last 10 matches as well. Created the most chances against, 6 chances. Nearly 30 more chances created this season than any other player in the Premier League so far. And I read too that only Wayne Rooney is the only other United player to reach 200 goal involvements quicker than Bruno in the Premier League since he's been here. I put a poll in the chat, so I'm going to get to the poll in a second. I want to know Dylan's thoughts on the ratings, guys. Get your ratings in and get involved in that poll. Dylan, what are your thoughts on Bruno tonight?
You could tell. To me, it seemed like he was pressing a little bit. He wanted to make some of those passes work, and there's nothing wrong with that. He can do it. It's just there were times when like we could have brought that back, but again, it's a well. I mean, he is doing everything we've wanted him to do. He's really shined in that captain role this season. He's making good runs. He's providing good link up play. He's picking good passes. He's trying things like we saw today. Didn't always work, so he pressed a little bit. But man, it's another solid performance. I hope he's just not doing like I am and getting like just sitting there hoping that he's going to get more assists so he can break the record, and then getting his head a little bit because I'm sitting there, come on, oh that should have been an assist, but yeah, keep doing what he's doing. I think 8.5, 9. I mean, I'm good with a 9, 8.5, whatever. But the whole midfield today was just it was a phenomenal game for the midfield. I can go 8.5, 8 for everybody in that midfield today. They just did outstanding.
It's nice too that we've got Leacha, like we put up that graphic earlier for Leacha's pass, because what that does is now you're not seeing Bruno having to drop deep so much to collect the ball. And even under Ten Hag as the 10, he was having to do that quite a bit. But Leacha, and maybe that had to do with the fact that Leacha was injured for so long and we didn't realize just how much. But when Bruno doesn't have to take a little bit from his other areas of the game to constantly having to do everything for everybody because of just the lack of quality, the lack of fit players, like we're seeing these kind of things. He can get into advanced, he can make things happen in the opposite end of the pitch that other people can't do. And that's just football IQ. Like his ball the other day to Shesko, brilliant. Like I think back to his ball for Cobby in the FA Cup final, like brilliant kind of stuff. No one else is doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Beautiful ball.
Most of you guys are giving him 8, 8.5. So here's the question here.
Yep.
Keep him for until his contract is up. So he's going to be, he has another, it's a +1 kind of a thing. Do you extend his contract and just let him retire when he's like 35 or so at United? Or would you still sell him in the summer? If a club like Bayern or like PSG or something want to come in and pay that release clause, it's only like 57 million release clause for him for a non-Premier League club, which is fucking stupid. But I put the poll so far, 61% say extend his contract, let him retire as a Red. 30% say let him see out his contract, which is almost another 2 years almost. Only 9% say sell him in the summer. Where do you stand, Dylan?
I'm going to go for this nostalgia in the feels. If we were going to sell him, we need to do it last summer. He's proven himself that he's still got it. And yes, he's over 30. Eventually he's going to slow down, but the amount he puts into this club, he represents United so well. Let him retire as a Red. He can be one of those that we can put up in the museum and really, he deserves it. So that's my vote. I'm with the 61%. Extend him, let him retire a Red.
And big up Casper. Welcome back, bud. I want him to win a major trophy. I consider the FA Cup a major trophy. I want him to win the league. I want him to win a European. I want him to win. He deserves all, like you're saying, all the work he's put in. His 200 goal involvements in just 300 or so appearances is insane, by the way. The amount of chances he's created, what he's done in this league, playing in a deeper role. He does everything he can for this side. Yes, he gets frustrated, but because his standards are high, and most of the time he's frustrated with himself. And the camera just always likes to pick up the wrong moments. But yeah, I would like him to win something, and he deserves it. We owe him that much. It would be criminal if Bruno doesn't lift a big trophy at this club. Now, again, FA Cup, I like the FA Cup. I rate it very highly, but I want him to win the league. we'll just have to win it this year. 21's coming. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Casper says,
Arsenal are going to fall back. Everybody else is falling back, so we're good.
I mean, yeah, we need Arsenal to drop some more points. We'll see if City can do us some favors tomorrow and put themselves closer to Arsenal, but also put some distance between us and Scousers.
Yep.
Casper says, love Bruno Fernandes. Big fan of him. Great game. Yeah, it was a great game. Big up, Mark in the house. Evening boys, gonna have to watch this back later. Is out for a curry. We just want to say you stole my title. Even I gave Bruno the man of the match today. Get the Clippers oiled up for Tuesday. Nice. Big up, Mark. Welcome back. Dabasi says, I'm divided. All are viable. They all are viable options. We only ask the hard questions here on this channel. So far, though, nearly two thirds will say just extend, let him retire here as a red. And if he wants to go to, maybe if he goes to the Saudi League when he's like 36, fine, whatever. But
or if he wants a German Bundesliga, just send him to Bayern like in a couple of years, just like Harry Kane did.
He could go to Bayern and just do very, very well. I don't know how Musiala is going to take that because he's one of the highest paid players in that league. Yeah. But so far, Newcastle are losing. That helps too a little bit, huh?
Who are they playing?
Brentford. They're down 3-2 according to Sanjay. Big up.
Damn. Kind of need a draw there. We need Brentford to stumble a little bit.
Right. Casper says let him retire as a red. Keep him. Stephanie says he definitely stays if we get UCL. When, not if, we get UCL next season. He doesn't seem to like he's slowing down at all. He seems like he's doing just fine. So I'm still in that camp where I want him to win something. I could go either way. Now that I know that his release clause is just under 60 million I'm really annoyed by that. So now the selfish part of me is like, no, like unless we can get 100 million for him, I'm not doing that. But if you extend it, you can take that release clause out of there maybe, but he's still got another year plus an option, I think. And so I'm not in a hurry, but I'm always just curious to see what everyone thinks on that. But I could go almost any way right now. So moving on, Mateusz Cunha had some chances early on. Notice, though, how often he likes to drift into the central areas. And I've said this a couple times that if, for instance, we did sell Bruno or whatever, I could easily see Cunha coming in and playing like a 10. Not the same role as Bruno, not playmaker, but one of those very mobile, very like Eze, Gibbs, White kind of 10s that he's constantly kind of buzzing because he loves to score from those central areas. He's constantly drifting in. To the point where sometimes it can be a bit of a detriment to our left side, but at the same time, that's where he wants to play. He is a warrior, though. He does a lot of the fighting, does allow us to get the best out of some other players because he's the one putting in the hard yards. He is still a threat. He's always popping up. He's always dangerous, as Arsenal found out. And he offers a lot off the ball as well. What are your thoughts on Cunha today?
Solid match. I mean, he was kind of lost a little bit in some of the movement we were trying to do. We hit him with some of the link up play. He helped get some of those passes into the final third. And he had the goal that was disallowed. He had a couple of shots that were good. It wasn't like one of those bombastic ones where we see his name pop up a lot.
Yeah.
It was just one of those. It was a solid performance. He did what he needed to do. I think he helped link up play. You're right. He did drift into the middle. I think sometimes that threw off the attack a bit. But yeah, I'd give him about 7. I think 7.5. He just it's not as good as the last few performances, but it's still a solid performance.
Yeah, again, he's doing a lot of hard work. He was kind of doing like what Conor Gallagher did, just constantly just on you, just buzzing, movement. He was a nightmare to defend because he was constantly running around and you're on the ball. You wanted the ball, so he's going to try to come take the ball. Again, nothing like you're saying, nothing that like outstanding. It wasn't like, like Arsenal match coming on and scoring, or like Fulham, but did what he needed to do. And again, him doing that does get more out of other players. Steph's giving him 7.5. Debas is giving him a 7. We got 60 likes. Look at that, man. This is because Dylan arrived, man. Nobody was watching until Christian Eriksen showed up. Big up. Sanjay's going 7. Yeah, probably doing 7. 7's probably good for me. I can maybe go 6.5, but I'll go 7 because I'm buzzing. Ba, what's up? Says, good evening. Let him retire at United. Bruno, well, big up. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Yes, a lot of people were saying just extend it. Just let Bruno stay until he's done. And he agrees with Casper that Casemiro should stay. Well, I think Casemiro's probably going to go. I've read he's linked to LA Galaxy now. MLS has designated player rules, so every club gets 3 players that they don't have to worry about a salary cap for, because MLS does have a salary cap. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe he can score himself one of those messy deals where he gets a little cut of Apple TV subscriptions or something. That's why I don't have Apple TV. I don't want to give Messi any money. Yes, it's a drop in the ocean as far as his wages are concerned, but I don't want to contribute to that. So. Plus, I don't watch MLS. But is there anything good on Apple TV? And besides like Ted Lasso, which apparently is coming back for season 4, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have Apple TV, Dylan?
I do, for Ted Lasso.
For Ted Lasso.
Yeah. There's one other show I can't remember I was watching, but
I did watch Silo. There was a free week trial I had a couple months ago, and I did watch Silo. Silo was pretty good.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, obviously Ted Lasso is good. We'll see what season 4 holds. Apparently, it's going to be about the women's team that they started to form, so we'll see how it goes. But I wasn't too keen on the 3rd season, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
The boss says Gallagher was a ghost. I don't regret. I mean, Gallagher, he was getting stuck in. He was a bit of a nuisance. He was giving away a lot of fouls, but what he was doing is just disrupting our momentum a lot and being a little bit of a pain in the ass, quite frankly.
Just kind of what he does anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't have a problem with that. You need those kind of ratters. You need those kind of Ander Herreras, those kind of guys who are just going to nibble at you, kick you in the ankles a little bit, prevent you from really getting a whole lot of time and space. You need those kind of players. He was really what I was hoping Ugarte would be, but Ugarte is just, his football IQ is just not up there, quite frankly. So, Casper says, can you get to 7? Yeah, I'd probably go like 7. 7's probably fair. Super Bowl Sistabasi. I honestly forgot tomorrow was the Super Bowl, to be honest. I haven't watched NFL in years.
Hey, your Patriots are in it, so just saying.
I heard, yeah. I mean, once things like NBC Sports, if you guys remember NBC Sports, that was pre-Peacock. That was Peacock before it was Peacock. Once we got all those streaming service and I was able to watch more Premier League and stuff, I stopped watching. And plus, I'm old, so like I'm not staying up when kickoffs are like 8 or 9 o'clock and games are like 3 hours, and every 2 seconds there's a 30-second commercial break. I can't handle it. Call it ADD, call it what you will, but I can't watch other sports now after watching footy. But yeah, what are your picks for the Super Bowl, Dylan? What do you got?
I got the Seahawks winning. I just think their defense is going to win out. So
I couldn't name you a single NFL player anymore. I don't know. It's been that long since I've watched it. So Tobias is going Pats. So yeah, I'm a Pats fan. I just don't watch NFL a whole lot anymore. It is what it is. I'm only a Pats fan because Tom Brady came from U of M. So there it is. And I've got distant family that live in New England, but that's about it if you want to go that route. But we got to keep cruising here because I know Ahmad. How you feel about Ahmad?
Good game. I thought he attacked well. Again, he's had better ones. But it's solid performance again, kind of like Cunha. He had some good runs. He kept the play wide. He helped Dallo track back a little bit. Picked up that yellow card on who did he pick it up? I can't remember who he picked it up on.
The foul. I don't remember.
Yeah, but he picked that up, so a little detriment there. And then he was kind of quiet the rest of the game. I've got him winning by 10 too. But it was nothing. He had a couple of good chances. He was more lively in the first half for me. Second half, it was just kind of trying to unlock the door or trying to pick the lock there, and they were trying. He wasn't as impactful because he couldn't get those runs going because Spurs were sitting back. So I'm gonna 7-ish, probably good.
Yeah, like you said, it was a bit worrying, the yellow card. But I also felt like with Udogie being on the yellow, I thought Ahmad was probably the best player we had who was maybe gonna get Udogie a second yellow. Had Udogie not gone off injured, that might have happened. But I think that his role on the day, Ahmad, was different than what we've typically seen, because his role was he's dropping a little deeper. He was getting a little bit more involved off the ball. He had tackles, a lot of duels, and then a lot of long balls as well. So it wasn't as many dribbles. It wasn't many carries into the box as we're used to seeing from Ahmad, which again is good because I think I like when players have a little bit more strings to their bow in some things, so he can show that he can drop deep. Again, it was a little bit more of a wingback job from Ahmad today in that regard as well. But I'd probably give him like a 7 or so. What did you say?
7.
All right, yeah, 7's probably fair in my opinion. Like Sanjay says, 6.5. Yeah, Tobias says more of a decoy. He had to drop deep a lot because of the way they were pressing. He had to
Yeah.
come back and help out, and then obviously find some people on the run as well. Um, let's talk about Mbumo. Oops, pressed it too many times. Talk about Mbumo. Um, I feel again, like I said, his strike wasn't anything to like write home about. It wasn't like this beautiful. It was really well placed, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But that on the day is enough. That's all you have to do. Pass it into the bottom corner. That's 9 goals, 1 assist in the league for him now. Mbumo, another solid game. What are your thoughts on Mbumo?
Yeah, he was part right in the center. I thought he did well. Him and Bruno linked up pretty well. Kobe had a couple of nice ones. Cunha had a couple of nice link ups with him. He was definitely a target man with some of the passing in the middle. I thought he controlled the center backs better than he did against the Fulham one, because the
Yeah,
Fulham match they had 3 around him. This one they only had 2, and Mbuma was able to get more control there.
yeah,
And it seemed he had a couple of good times where he would turn and run and he could get the ball out to one of the wingers and things like that. So 7.5 probably. It's not his most electric performance, but he kept everybody honest. He had some good strikes. He had some good chances. 7.5, 8. Yeah, that works for me.
What do you make of him as the 9 and Shesko's on the bench?
For how we're going to try to play, I think it works better. He's quicker than Chesko.
Yeah,
Um, maybe would have shifted him and put Shesko up top, because if the way Tottenham were sitting deep, we
yeah,
could have pinged a few crosses in there, try to find the target like we did at the end when Shesko came on.
yeah.
Um, and I hope Shesko's not looking at this like I'm the odd man out here. And it's like it's just gonna. I think you're gonna see Shesko start. It's gonna be more positional how it's gonna go.
Yeah,
So
and
like,
Shesko's young too.
yeah,
Again, there's going to be levels. You're 21, 22 coming from the Bundesliga.
yeah,
This is something different here, and we have options. And that's what I like about versatile players. Some of the players that I've looked at in my rebuild are versatile. They can play multiple roles, and that's going to be
hmm
key for us, especially if we pick up any injuries or whatnot. Having someone like Mbumo who can play as a striker, Cunha who can play as a striker, Ahmad who can play as a
yep,
10 if you need him to as well. That's going to be massive for us. So 7's probably
hmm
fair in my opinion.
yeah,
Um, maybe go 7.5. The goal helps as well.
yeah.
It just wasn't. Yeah, it's good stuff from him. Um, what about the gaffer? What are your thoughts on the way we set up? Because I thought we were a little too open in midfield at times. I
Yep.
thought that we weren't as compact as I've usually seen. But I mean, all that being said, 4 wins and a bounce is nothing to nitpick about, honestly. And it seems like he's having a really good impact on the players. Bruno
hmm
had this to say after the game. He said, "I think Michael came in with the right ideas of giving the players responsibility, but also some freedom to take the responsibility with the decisions that needed to be made." Was kind of what I said earlier.
Yeah.
He trusts the players a little bit. What are your thoughts on Carrick today in the
I,
management of the match?
yeah, I agree with you. I think we were a little too wide
Yeah,
open, but I think that was part of the what he told everybody. We saw Dalla, we saw Luke stepping up, trying to be more attacking minded, and I think we would have seen a shift in maybe some of the compactness if even if we would have without the red card. I think they would have changed some things probably at halftime. Um, look at how we would have set up. Um, I thought the subs were impactful, like Shesko coming on changed it a little bit.
yeah.
Um,
Nearly got a goal.
Nearly got a goal. Yep. And kudos to him throwing on Tyler Fletcher, giving him his debut.
Yeah,
And he, like you said, when we were talking about it before, he looked good. So we've seen Jack Fletcher step up. We've seen Tyler Fletcher step up. Shea Lacey
yeah.
looks like a player, like giving those guys their chances. Um, so yeah, I'd give him. I'm not going to give him a 10. I think, yeah, I think we need to be more solid in the midfield, but I think
Yeah,
8. I think 8's pretty good. I think he
yeah,
did pretty good job with how we were set up that game plan. And the players, like you said, like Bruno had in the quote there, the players took responsibility when they went down to when they had Tottenham had the red card. They started to try to make some things happen. So
yeah. I mean, again, you can't sneer. It's like people like I'll criticize like Zinedine Zidane, right, for maybe not having tactics. I don't think you need tactics at Madrid, but again, you can't sneer at 3 Champions League in a row. We can't sneer at 4 wins on the bounce. Now it's not
yeah.
3 Champions Leagues, but it is a big deal. Young coach coming
hmm
in, 4 wins on the bounce, controlling. We literally
Mm-hmm.
dominated City. We beat Arsenal, literally top 2 teams in the league. Another clean sheet. That's 2 clean sheets out of these 4 matches as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can't like turn your nose up at that kind of stuff. Like you're saying, we're not. I mean, has anyone changed their opinion of him? I know I keep asking this. I'm always just curious. Every time we get another win, I'm like, has anyone changed their opinion? Do we want to give him the job permanently? I know a lot of people still want best in class. A lot of people need to see where we finish the season out, which is fair. There's no wrong answers. It's just how you feel. Bossy agrees with you. 7 or 8 is good. Here's the thing: just try not to play the what if game and ask yourself what might have been had we appointed Michael Carrick right after Amorim left instead of maybe. And that's not a slight on Fletcher, but maybe if we had a bit of a plan in place and given what we try not to think about that. It's only going to make you mad. But yeah, I think 7-8 is fair for Carrick. I mean, again, 4 and a bounce is amazing because I mean it's 4 on the bounce and it's literally like the longest unbeaten run and the longest winning streak in the Premier League right now of anyone. It's nice to put an end to this whole Spurs bogey side bullshit nonsense. Return things to their rightful place. Equilibrium has been restored. And we remain 4th, which is where we're going to stay this weekend, no matter what else happened, because we're starting to see a little bit of a cushion there. We are just, I think, 5 points now behind Villa, who just dropped points, 3 points off City now, who they could, yeah.
I think we're closer than that.
Oh, are we? Where are we at? Let us know.
Yeah, let me
table update. You
check.
guys, make sure you're liking, make sure you're
back.
subscribing. Yeah, we're 3 points off City in 3rd last time I checked.
Brentford just won.
Did they really? So Newcastle.
So we're 3 points off Villa. We're 3 points off Villa. Brentford are on 39. Liverpool are on 39. Chelsea are on 43.
Nice. So Liverpool can't catch us. Period. We have to lose 2 on a bounce or drop points there, and they have to win 2 on a bounce, which tomorrow could be big for us in terms of just putting a cushion in. I don't care necessarily if City win. I wouldn't like City to win, all things being equal, but I'd rather have them win over Arsenal personally. So could the days maybe of going 4th to 6th in a 24-hour period, could that be over? Are we starting to see a little bit of shifting here? You never know. And hey, like someone said in the WhatsApp chat, it's double-digit goal differential for the first time, and it feels like forever as well. Casper's just happy for Carrick. Hope he just keeps it going. Now I'd give the job if he did. Well, nice. He's a Carrick-inner. All right. Nearly a clean sweep for United as a whole this weekend. The under-18s beat Middlesbrough today as well. JJ Gabriel getting a brilliant free kick goal. You guys can go find that as well. Arsenal Loney own goal also scored as well for us today, so that was helpful. The women's team beat Leicester 2-0. The under-21s drew 1-1 against Derby County, but nearly a clean sweep. I like that. I like when all the respective teams get good results. No time to rest, though. We do have West Ham coming up pretty soon, so I have to do a preview for that one as well. Dylan, final thoughts on today's match, and maybe any thoughts on West Ham before I let you get out of here.
Like you said, Spurs are our bogey team, just like Brentford at the G-Tech Stadium. So glad we could get that one out of the way. Glad we looked like we played solidly. Big up to the midfield. They looked like a throwback performance there. Let's keep it going. It's going to be tough. This is another one of those. West Ham is going to be like the Fulham match. It's going to be like, okay, it's not a traditional Big Six club, but it's you got Nuno, you got some of the other, you got some players in that team. We got to show up. We got to be on our game to win that. And hey, maybe we get 5 in a row. We can put some pressure on the leaders. I'd love that.
I would love it. How great would it be if all things being equal, I would say I want us to win, but it would be hilarious if like Villa won the league somehow. City got 2nd, Arsenal dropped to 3rd or something. I don't know. It'd be great, man. I think we do have a shout in for 2nd or 3rd, even if we can keep it going. But you have to wonder when we might drop our first points under Carrick. But for now, I'm going to enjoy the ride. I'm really not going to be that concerned. Cross that bridge when we get to it. Don't forget, you guys, 25% off in the United vs. Everybody store for the next couple days. So make sure you take advantage of that. Go get you an Mboom shirt. Go get you a Cunha shirt. There's mugs. Everything you guys have seen, my Fergie time mug that I sip on every time I do a show. Magnet, stickers, everything in there. Please like the video if you haven't yet done so. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new to. We are on the road to 3K. I'd love to get there soon. Congrats to everybody today who got those memberships. Thank you for guys for getting us up there with all those likes as well. It does big help. Take a couple moments afterwards, go hype a couple of the older videos on your phones. That does help the channel as well. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We got the big 3 points out of the way first thing this morning, and now we get to enjoy the next couple days. Rob says we owe him a couple more defeats. Big up, Rob. Welcome back. We do. So, Dylan, drive safe on your way back home tomorrow. I know it's pretty rough. Hopefully we avoid some snow for a couple days. But final thoughts for everybody before I let you get going, bud?
Let's keep the train going. I like how this has turned out. It looks like the whole team is responding to Carrick. Let's keep it going. Let's go into West Ham, or are they? Yeah, it's an away match, I think. Let's go down to London. Let's beat them, and let's give them something to really be upset about as we go into FA Cup break for us, and get some time to rest. So
we need Forest and West Ham to be relegated because they have a couple players in each of those squads that I might want to take. So I'm going to end this poll. 58% of you want to extend Bruno's contract and let him retire here. 32% say just let him see out the contract. 10% would sell him. I'm going to end that poll. You guys win it. Extend it. Let him retire a red. Let him get a statue. Let him do whatever he wants. Big up everybody for getting involved. Good show tonight. Good turnout tonight. A lot of new faces. A lot of the old crew involved. Big up everybody for stopping by, taking some time out of your weekend to come and spend time with us and share your thoughts. I really appreciate that. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. If you weren't able to catch the live, leave a comment on the video. You guys know I get notified. I'll check those comments and respond as well. But big up everyone. Cindy says the first goal was a cheeky one. They all count at the end of the day, right? So take it easy, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you guys again for stopping by, and we will see you guys on the next one. I got a match preview. I do have a scouting report coming out. The West Ham being on earlier this week kind of ruins everything. But yeah, and we'll be back for the kickabout on Wednesday as well. So take it easy, guys. Talk to you later.